You see this? I was going to do a review on it, but then I never ordered the materials that I needed to test it. This is the Atomstack A12 Pro Laser Engraver. It's built out of aluminum, and for the most part, it comes almost ready to start lasering. When you go to unbox the Atomstack A12 Pro, you're gonna find some of the basic accessories that you need to get started with laser engraving. Things like the glasses to keep your eyes from exploding, cables to connect things, air hoses, Allen wrenches, etc. It's all packed pretty well, and for the most part, aside from kind of plugging everything in and putting the laser on the actual device itself, it's all basically pre-assembled from the factory, ready to go. This is nice because you can bypass the long and tedious building process and immediately start setting yourself on fire. Now, Atomstack did send me over some additional accessories like an air pump and a vented aluminum build plate. As far as I know, these don't normally come with the machine, but they have proven to be a valuable asset. Now, this thing came separate and wasn't here when I first originally started recording this video, so I used that as an excuse to completely squirrel on some 3D printing stuff. Seriously, I'm getting into this new system. It's like a custom 3D print. Anyways, more on that later. I'm not really super into arts and crafts and engraving and making wallets or whatever. So I figured first on the list of like arts and craft that people do out there, I ordered leather. All kinds of different colors. There's samples. Like, they actually smell like leather. They come from a leather factory. This is actually human skin. This is darker human skin. This is albino skin. This is, okay, maybe it's not real human skin, but it's the next best thing. I also got some vinyl stickers, different colors, and I got a bunch of that, and I'm probably never gonna use it again. I also got myself some wood, light wood, dark wood. I have some black business cards. I have some keychains, some wood keychains, some metal keychains. These may not be very cool to actually do anything practical with, but they are nice to practice on just to make sure that everything's working, and they're really useful when you're trying to focus your laser. This is, there you go. This is a black acrylic sheet. If I could open it. I got a couple acrylic pieces so I can kind of test around with them. I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. Again, I am not an arts and craft type of person, so I just wanted to test it out. What could go wrong? All right, I think I got this set up correctly. I actually read instructions. Well, kind of. So I got the honeycomb, I have the aluminum underneath, I have this set up, I have it plugged in. I set up my laptop. It's apparently an air pump, which I've actually never used before, but apparently it's really good for laser cutting when you're burning into wood or whatever, and you want to blow off the fire so it doesn't burn the wood as much. Now this looks like kind of a simple setup. It's just a variable air pump that you can turn up or down, so I can change it on the fly as I'm going through if I need to increase the air or decrease it. That looks like a nice little add-on. So now on the back here, if you see right there, it's got the air assist tube. That's going to be for this right there. I already have that hooked up and ran in there, which is good because I think like a week ago I didn't really know what that did, so I'm glad I finally solved that mystery. The power is actually powered from this side output right here. That way you don't need another, wait, I think that's it. Yeah, okay. So you don't need another power adapter. You can just plug that into there. Oh yeah, that was not smooth at all. So I'm just gonna download like a free like silhouette laser GRBL. So apparently this is what you use to load in PNGs. You set your, I gotta be honest, it's been a while since I've used this, so I just know that's what you need. Oh my God, like 5 seconds? I don't understand how people do it. How do you use a laptop and not use a mouse? Like, I cannot survive 5 seconds without a mouse. There we go. And, okay, looks pretty easy. All right, I'm gonna play with this for a second. I'm gonna relearn how to use it, and then I'll be right back. Yeah, there we go. Connect. Whoa. All right, sweet. A lot of noises there. If you double click, you can actually get an idea. It'll mark it so you can like see where it's starting. So that's nice. So everywhere you click on that, like you go over here and double click his nose, it'll say his nose is right there. I'm gonna start off by printing on some wood, and I think this will be the easiest way, just to kind of get started. Now I could go through there and make that even flatter, but for the most part, with just 2 of them, that's good. Let's go ahead and get this started. Oh, glasses. No. Nice. Uh-oh. Okay, it's burning through it. Let's just go ahead and stop that. I'm good. Whew. A little smoky. Did not want to do that. Turns out 300 is 30%, and I don't know if 1000 is the fastest, but I'm gonna keep it at 1000 and I'm gonna change it from 30% to 50 or 5%, and I'm going to see. So I've messed around a little bit and I haven't really tuned it, but I did want to like use this like just to try it out, but I couldn't figure out how to get the software to turn it on with this software, the laser gerbil thing. Apparently, the software called Lightburn has the option to turn on that feature, but I think it's a premium, like it costs money. I have not verified that because I have this working and I'm stubborn. So I found a outside power supply. I tried in one that was a lower powered, but I don't know if it's powerful enough because the motor doesn't sound like it's spinning very high. So I got this so I could hook it up and see how many amps it's drawing, because I'm pretty sure the power supply I plugged into that is only 1 amp. So I don't know if it's drawing. Anyways, that's where I'm at right now. It's exactly 1 amp. That's the highest it'll go. So there's that. Okay, so I dialed it in. I just realized that when I installed this, I didn't actually do anything to focus it. So I focused it, which were these lines you got right here. I found the semi-optimal distance. Then I tested it out by burning Tony Stark, which is kind of cool looking, I guess. Now I want to try a silhouette cutout. Why is this word so hard for me right now? Silhouette. Oh yeah. Okay. Yep. A little bit of smoke. Yep. All right. Oh, it's so cold. It's so cold. All right. Cool, cool, cool. Okay, that is really, really clean. So I'm gonna take this opportunity and do the exact same thing with the exact same file, but just move it over a little bit, cut it out without the air pump, and see if there's a difference. That edge is pretty close. Like I don't see a major difference. All right, it's giving a little bit of a charcoal color. Turn on the fan. Oh, look at that. You see how it cleared up instantly? Interesting. Now, whether or not I need to turn that down is a whole nother question. If I had to guess, I'd say that probably laser cutting is not the best solution for vinyl. It's just a guess. I'm just throwing it out there. But look at the lines on that. It's so different. Right when I turn the air off, like or air on, it just instantly gets better. So that's just a perfect example of the air pump. Just gonna slap that monstrosity right up there. So I'm gonna come back to this another day, because before I try to cut acrylic, which is essentially just a giant thick piece of plastic, I absolutely need some solution for ventilation, or I need to do it outside. Either way, I can't do it right now. I'm kind of doubting whether or not I should do leather, like do a little cutout for leather, but I'm gonna try it maybe. But I would imagine it just smelled like, you know, a steak. Send it. Oh, come on. I thought you were, whatever. Okay, I don't think that's leather. That's nasty. So there's a lot going on right now. Cutting leather, if that's leather, with lasers is disgusting. It's very disgusting, actually. It's not good. I'm pretty sure I had that thing set on 500, which is 50%, I think at least, and it didn't even cut through it. I mean, it kind of sort of cut through it. The disgusting plasticky smell that this left behind really is turning my stomach. Here's what I need to do, because I'm stopping right now because I just can't do this anymore. I need to, I'm not going to use this, but something like this. I need to build a frame for plastic. Build a case, run tubing over to that window, and then I will have ventilation, and probably move that over right there. That way I only have because that is disgusting and I can't do that again. So I just finished walking Luna, the pre-bed flight, so to speak. And I got back to the house and my entire house smells like burnt leather. It's disgusting. And when I was walking, I was like feeling it. Like, it was nasty. Don't ever do that. I don't know why I did that. It's a dumb idea. So it's 3 days later. I had to air out my house. I may have had some side effects. And I've decided to change gears with this review. And if you wait till the end, I'm also going to give a little bit of a safety footnote on lasers. So I was able to accomplish all of the normal things like etching into paint off of business cards, cutting thin pieces of wood or vinyl stickers or leather. But I've decided to move away from the Jason's learning how to use lasers version of this video and more into the technical, how does this thing work and is it actually pleasant to use part of this video. This thing is extremely easy. It comes pretty much built. You do have to do the normal laser things of making sure your laser's in focus, plugging things in, etc. But you don't have to do any of the heavy lifting when it comes to assembling this. You don't have to attach rails or actually screw things together. I mean, it doesn't really take much to get this thing up and running. Now, when it comes to quality, since I didn't build it, I don't know how every single piece went together. I don't know how the screws lined up. I don't know how well it was machined, but I would assume everything was machined well because everything worked really well. But what I could tell from surface level, everything is high quality, made of aluminum, machined, and overall just kind of thought out really well. Now, I can use this machine for etching, or I can do laser cutting. And what I've experienced with the laser cutting is that it is very easy to start getting charcoaled edges. And unless you're actually cutting something that you just have no care about how it looks after you're done, the whole charcoaling thing around the edges, searing the edges, that's kind of a big deal. You can see right here where I did not have the pump going, I started to have those little seared edges. And then the moment I turned on the air pump, it instantly cleaned that up. And the whole rest of the cut went a whole lot better. Now this laser is only a 12 watt. I know I bought a bunch of different materials to attempt to try today, but I did not make it all the way through them for my own reasons, but it is just a 12 watt laser. It's not going to be some CO2 cooled 40 watt, 50 watt laser that you can get that's actually going to cut through maybe some thick metal or something. But this will allow you to get all the basics done, including etching through paint, burning on wood, although I don't recommend it, messing with leather, cutting acrylic, that sort of thing. I've had a 7 watt before, and I believe the monoprice that I have on the floor is a 40 watt. The 7 watt was pretty much useless, and this one had absolutely no issues cutting through the black paint on my business cards, which means I can like make some keychains or signs or something like that in the future. But the way I see it, the 12 watt in terms of like a hobbyist like this is a nice starting point where you're not getting something super underpowered and you're underwhelmed with the overall performance, but you're not going full send and getting a bucket of water, having to do full-on cooling, and legitimately worried about maybe breaking some tube or some crazy thing that's involved with higher wattage lasers. I can say that I like the way that it's manufactured on the side, where it has a little chain guide for all of the wires and the air pump hose. It keeps everything on the side very clean and out of the way. Now this device does connect with USB-C, however I don't see any major benefit with it. I've used USB 2.0 and 3.0 devices before. I didn't really see any kind of slowdown in the software. And it's pretty much the same software that you use with just about every other laser engraver out there. They do have the options to use alternative software, and the alternative software gives you a little bit, kind of a lot of bit better control over the machine itself. For example, the Atomstack air compressor can be controlled with the other software. It also has a wireless option, USB, HDMI. It's got a bunch of other connections here that if you're somebody like me and you're just connecting it to a computer with USB to etch in a certain thing, you're probably not going to use. So it's easy to set up, pretty much uses the universal language for laser engraving. It's obviously built for lasers, but I would imagine if you had a CNC head that you could use that as well. It's got plenty of accessories available through the Atomstack website, and from what I can tell, a pretty good set amount of safety features to keep you from burning down your house. I really don't see anything with this machine that just comes off as a total negative item. I have small things like the user manual. it's primarily filled up with other languages. You know, can we just pretend America's the only place on earth and then make this a little bit bigger for those of us who maybe don't know all of the things you should know? Particularly, I'm gonna go ahead and check real quick because I don't know if it does, but just in case there's not, I think there should be an entire website to saying, don't underestimate the toxic fumes from things you're burning. And it's in here. It's like fine print. Look at that. You can barely see it. Anyways, so before I leave, I like this. Thank you, Atomstack, for sending this. Sorry it took a long time, but you know, here we are. I like this. Everything went great, except for my own underestimation of the fumes that come off of things that you burn. I've played with higher wattage lasers before. I knew that this was going to be a thing. I just hoped that because it was only 12 watt that I could maybe get through just a couple things and then get the video done, and then I could worry about ventilation later, and then just kind of be one of those things that, you know, I'll get to it tomorrow that never comes type of deals. And I was doing pretty good opening the window and blowing the air out with my little air duster thing until I got to the leather. And I'll tell you what, I don't know what's in there. I don't know what it did, but it felt like bad. It wasn't good. And the worst part about it is that ventilation systems are not that expensive. They're like 40 to 60 bucks for the most basic of covers with tubes and exhaust fans, and really I'm just making up excuses. I don't know why I didn't do it. So let this be a warning. Ventilation is not a joke. If you happen to find your eyes itching, your stomach turning, and maybe your face turning red, and maybe a couple other different symptoms, you know, just get out of the area, allow your place to ventilate out, and just don't breathe it. That's my safety recommendation. Don't breathe the things that you burn on your laser. So guys, if you want to check out this laser or any of the products that I demonstrated today, I will leave links in the description down below. As always, if you have any questions, comments, or complaints, make sure to leave those in the comments section. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and have yourself a great day.